Hey guys, today is episode 4 of the Bmoney Beastin podcast. I'm Bryson Drennan. This is
Jesse Drennan, founder of Bmoney Beastin Athletics.
my ad on Instagram is the original Bmoney, and today we're going to be talking about. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Today we're going to be talking about what, weight cutting.
We're going to talk about situational weight cutting, like when it's good, when it's bad, situation, like when you see, these kids that are at these youth tournaments cutting like 15 pounds.
And then using like IVs.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that kind of stuff. But one thing we've been keeping track of today, as we mentioned in the last episode, you got an injury right now, right? Labrum tear. It's a small tear. We're hoping that you can get back and wrestle your freshman season, right?
Oh yeah.
It's kind of the goal. We were supposed to be this weekend at Ola High School down in Atlanta area.
The Georgis Super 32 qualifier.
Yeah, we've been kind of keeping track of it through the day. There's been some really good matches. Shout out to Cody Clark, beat a high school state champ in the semis.
Yeah.
He tech pinned him.
No, it's quarters.
In the quarters. He tech pinned him. I was like, shout out to Cody Clark. Nobody, before we get into our topic for the day, nobody really gives Georgia any credit, man. There's a lot of studs in Georgia. I was kind of looking through some of those brackets. 106 was stacked, absolutely stacked. And, the two Mills boys are in there, it's Aquavius.
It's kind of there's one kid that's in my files I didn't expect to be in there.
Who?
Isaac Jones.
Oh, yeah.
6.
A little more. I think he's in the No, he's in the semis.
My files against Aquavius Mills.
With Aquavius Mills. Yeah, that kid's like a 7th grader.
Yeah, he's doing good.
Yeah, John. Yeah, shout out to Isaac John. I think he's like a 7th grader. He's a Morse Fitness kid.
7th or 8th grader, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's really young, though, man. He's in the semis at 106.
Oh, yeah. Which is shocking. I didn't expect that. But
yeah, me neither, man. Yeah, The final 3 in 106 are 3 Roundtree kids and John. So that's shout out to Sammy, man. He's killing it up there in Austin, Georgia.
Doesn't he always kill it though?
Man, since Roundtree came along, dude, they've really back when you were young, right? Grindhouse kind of ruled Georgia, right? It felt like year after year, we won state and middle school state duels and everything. Remember that year that
it was like them and Storm and
Fitness. Yeah, Morse Fitness, Level Up.
Yeah.
But in the past, I guess Roundtree's been around 3 or 4 or 5 years, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And since the second season that they were open, they've been dominating the state.
Oh yeah.
So shout out to Sammy. He's doing a great job up there in Austin. I guess it's up there. I'm not sure. The way we can is a weird. I don't even remember how we go. Go to Atlanta. I don't know.
It's like close to what? South Carolina, North Carolina.
South Carolina line, somewhere out that way. But yeah, everybody competing at the Super 30 qualifier.
Shout out to everybody that's competing today.
Yeah.
I wish I could be there, but I can't, honestly.
It's what it is, man. We're getting ready for the high school season. We're going to do everything we can to rehab and get there.
You're doing what? Stem cell treatment?
We're looking into options to try to get healed up. We'll just say that for now. We're looking into options to try to get you healed up. We're excited about our freshman year. The Ringo Tigers, man, we might have a squad this year.
What? So, I honestly don't know who's going to be our 106.
Dude.
I maybe Gavin,
Well, they're saying that, here's the thing, and this is going to lead into our topic of the day, which is weight cutting, right? All right, kids can qualify at weights being very heavy, right? With weight certification. I've been learning a little bit about it in the past few months.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of kids that can weigh 125 pounds and they certify at 106. They'll never wrestle 106 scratch weight, right? But when state area and state duels come around, we'll start seeing them sit at 109.
Keep the secrets.
I'm just saying that's a thing. And that's just one weight class. You got kids that are 180 pounds that will be down at 157. It comes down to body fat percentage. Yeah. So it comes down to body fat percentage. So, realistically, where even during the regular season, especially a high school regular season, it doesn't really matter where anybody's at, right?
Yeah, in theory, looking into the state tournament, not really. But, you still want to be competitive, right? You don't want wrestle your natural weight and have a tough time, and then go into the state tournament, nobody thinking you're gonna do good, and then pull like the number 1 seed your first match.
Well, here's the thing. Like, let's just take into account here, right? Like, say you got a kid that's like walking around 175. Okay, let's just make a scenario here. Walking around 175. He certifies to make 157. All right, I'm just making up a scenario here.
Yeah.
He wrestles in the middle throughout the season, right? And realistically, if you come down, 8, 9, 10 pounds naturally dieting down, you're not going to feel bad. Now, if you just crash cut that, you're going to feel like trash.
That's my thing right there. Crash cutting.
But if you slowly come down, you're gonna feel fine, good enough to be able to compete. And I was talking to Derek there a few weeks ago, and when trying to run the state duels a few years ago. Who's our guy from Roundhouse? Our boy Huskins, Seth Huskins. You tell me about Seth Huskins and how Seth was like 122 pounds, and he cut down to 108. And then it was a 2-day tournament for the state duels, and he would eat back up in the morning, get back up to like 115. And he'd wrestle, and then he'd come back down that night, and then make weight, and then come back up. So it was like a juggling act. So that happens. That's never going to stop happening. But like, it doesn't matter what you're wrestling during the season. I think it matters what you're wrestling around the state duels and this is the high school season we're talking about. State duels and then area sectionals. The state in Georgia. Other states are different. You have other states that just have like a sectional, and I don't know how it all sets up. In Georgia, we have area sectionals and state. So.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Let's kind of transition out of the high school season because we kind of know how that goes. Like, but before we do, let's go back to Ringgold, right? We have a pretty good team coming up, right?
Got 2-time state champ. We got a state champ. We have couple of state placers.
A couple like Delgado should have been a state champ.
Jackson Delgado, 2-time state placer?
Yeah, he went 3rd and 2nd, but he should have won it last year.
And then got Billy Hamilton, 4th in state this year, but
he got 3rd
in NHSCA. Pierce Pennington, 2-time state champ.
I mean, there's some pieces on that team. Yeah, Tristan. There's some pieces on that team, so they're going to be tough in 2A.
He should have won it last year, but he had labrum tear, and he's been fighting it since like his freshman year.
And now you're dealing with it.
Mm-hmm. Now I see how he feels.
Yeah. Somebody told me that he had been dealing with it for a good while.
That makes sense. I mean, right after the match, I feel bad, dude. It's hard to wrestle with a labrum tear.
Well, we're looking forward to the season. We're trying to get you healthy so you can wrestle it and enjoy freshman year in high school. You do all these things growing up to get ready for the high school season. Mm-hmm. And that's exciting. Looking forward to it. Let's transition out of high school and into overall youth, middle school age, weight cutting day before, day of. We were talking last week, we were both kind of sick last week. You remember that, right? I think we had some COVID going on, and we were hacking and coughing, so we just told the Tulsa story, how, you lost your first match and then wrestled back, and how Papa got drunk at the casino at 2 a.m.
Actually, that might be the only time I've really cut weight like that before. And I actually did it right, too, because, I think that back I went to Deep South one year. I've been before, but that time I went to Deep South, my first ever time I used a water cut.
Water log.
What I did was cut my calories, and I would just drink more water. And the more calories I cut, the more weight I would lose from just not eating. But I would still keep on weight by putting water in me. And by the time I was I would start cutting it down, more and more and more. And then all at once, my body was not used to drinking as much water because I just cut it out, and it all just came off of me naturally. That's probably about the easiest way to cut weight, honestly.
Well, trying to teach kids right now, we're not trying to teach people how to cut weight. We're trying to kind of talk about how insane it is at times. Like we mentioned during the last episode, we were talking about that kid that was 85 pounds and he cut down to 67 pounds and he had black rings under his eyes.
Oh, yeah. There was one time, actually, me and Luke Jones, we were at the state duels. Coach took us down there. Freaking coach let us walk into a Jimmy John's Subway sub shop. While he went over the street and got Chick-fil-A and said, "Don't let." He went in there and told the worker, "Don't let him get brownies." The worker let us get brownies, so we went in there. We took the brownies, bought them real quick, went in there, and we ate both of them. And then we had our subs and like chips, and we're like 3 pounds over. Dude, me and him sat in that weight room for like 3 hours just getting the weight off. I had like 3 pounds to cut in like an hour, and then Luke was in there, and I thought it was messed up. He had cut like 10 pounds, and he was like only like 0.7 over, and Coach made our other guy cut the rest of the weight. I'm like, Luke, bump up.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Because he would have made it the next morning if he would just stayed disciplined.
Well, what I'm getting at is like, there's times to cut weight and there's ways to do it. Like, but when your body, like, there's a guy I want everybody to follow that sees this. Ray Yagulski, I think's how you say his name. He's on Instagram, TikTok, he's everywhere. The guy's brilliant when it comes to nutrition, things like that with wrestling. And his theory is that you shouldn't go more than 2% down. Which, granted, because it affects your cognitive skills, you know, your body feels weak, but when it starts affecting your brain, that's a problem.
You know, like when you think about like weight cutting and college level, there should be no man that's having to stay at 125 pounds for 4 years plus.
Yeah, I think eventually it's going to raise.
Oh yeah. Even Spencer Lee said it himself. No guy should be at 125.
No grown man should weigh 125.
There's no way. That's literally almost how much I'll pay right now.
And like, you know, you're talking about, you know, we cannot go off topic here, but you're talking about, like, even in high school, like when I was in high school, it was 103 was the smallest weight. And then before I even got in high school, it was like 98.
96, something like that.
Yeah, so like over the years, like
over time, fast food is carrying it.
I blame it on everything they put into our food.
Like preservatives,
like
fats, trans fats.
Or like chicken, like for instance, our chicken. When you see a chicken breast in the United States, it's, you know, huge, right? They put, you know, growth hormone to have bigger chicken breasts. Well, we're consuming those things. And if you look at football players 50 years ago, 220 pounds, you're a monster.
Yeah.
You look at football players today, 220 pounds, you're tiny.
Tiny, oh yeah.
So, like, it's a progression of athletes. So, you know, 98 pounds to 103 pounds, and now, you know, or to 106 now. But even at 106, like, there's not many kids that are walking around at 106 pounds. So there's a lot of times, and I've seen it, high school coaches go around, you know, the school, hey, how much do you weigh? 85. Hey, will you go take forfeits for us? So, you know, that happens. But with that being said, going back to where I was at, when you're talking about, I was talking about Ray Yagulski, I think that's how you say his name. Mm-hmm. He talks about 2% over your regular weight. So like,
wrestle.
if you're wrestling 132, you shouldn't be more than 134.5. Which that's a great thing, but at the same time, the whole, you know, kids dropping, you know, drastic amounts of weight is never going to stop, right?
This may be a little bit off topic, but it's like on topic. Like, you know, that weight, the scale in the UTC's wrestling room, the weight room. Okay. Like, you know, like the UTC scale in there. Well, they got a list on their wall. It says, like, you should be, like, around, like, 12.5% over the weight that you wrestled. So, like, for instance, 125-pounders, 137.5 is what they should be. And I feel like that's a good...
Like at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. No, like, that's how much they should be over before, like, they start cutting back down to get to their weight.
Yeah. I mean, and it's got to be a process, right? It's got to be a process. But let's keep transitioning here into what? How many cards you gonna deal out? There's like 50.
I think it's 9.
I think you should start over, pal. There's like 90 in that pile.
Yeah,
well, let's transition back into what we were saying. So, in a high school season where you weigh in, are you listening to me here?
Yeah.
In a high school season where you weigh in, 60 times a season or whatever, that makes a lot of sense, that 2% rule, right?
Oh, yeah, that
makes a lot of sense. Now, in youth level, middle school level, where you're doing a lot of these day before weigh-ins, like, we've done it, every kid does it. Hey, I weigh, you know, I'm just making this up. I weigh 92, I'm going, you know, 88, you know, or 82, or whatever the weight is.
I don't think that's good for people in elementary to do that.
Not that young, but you know it happens, right?
You know, and a big thing about wrestling Yeah, dads make their kids cut weight at like 8, 9, 10 years old. It burns them out of wrestling because no kid wants to go to school and eat grapes and chicken breasts that are this big every single day for 2 weeks like that. Like, it just burns them out. It makes them miserable, man. Like, no kid should go through those headaches and all that stuff because they have to cut 10 pounds like that.
Sounds like something you've been through.
Yeah, thank you, Dad. I appreciate it.
So, like, realistically, all right, before we start playing a little math match, realistically, high school, the 2% rule, that's a cool idea. It's never going to actually work because people are going to come down, 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 and that's just the way it goes. But in youth level, middle school level, let's just say like 13 and under, right? Do you agree with maybe wrestle within 3 pounds of your natural weight? No? What do you think?
I'd say at least 5. Just 5 pounds.
So within 5 pounds.
Within 5 pounds makes sense because, all right, so in duels in high school, you get an hour. As soon as you weigh in, you get an hour after that, roughly an hour to get your weight back up and then wrestle. So, okay, so this is what I would do. I'll weigh in, and then I drink instantly like a bottle of water. Give me like 5 minutes after that. 10 minutes after that, another bottle of water. That's another 2 pounds. And then I'll eat like a PB&J, some honey, and like maybe some fruit. And then I'll have like another bottle of water. And then I'll sit for like another 10 minutes. And then we'll probably have to start getting warmed up. And that's how it should be.
That's high school. But we're talking about youth, 13 and under. Like,
oh, yeah. Like 3 pounds. 3 pounds.
Within 3 pounds. So, like, now, granted, you know, I think when you're in that realm, now it's different when you go to like Tulsa or Super 32 or
yeah. Like that.
I can get that, but your regular season, you should stay within 3 to 5 pounds.
But I still wish youth level kids would wrestle their regular weight at tournaments like that because, like, them cutting all the way down like that. If you just like literally put out there like you can't cut weight this tournament. Kids that are wrestling 80 but they weigh 90, they're gonna wrestle the same kids that they would at 80. You know what I mean?
That does happen. Yeah.
So there's no.
Well, you know how to fix it. Mat side weigh-ins.
Like you sit on a scale and
then you wrestle.
That's good. But with that, I would give them like a 2.5 pound allowance.
Yeah, floating weight.
Floating weight. Yeah. So,
let's say this. Let's say 3. Say plus 3. So it'd be like, if it's the weight's 80, it's 83. You step on the scale, you step off, you wrestle.
Yeah.
If they did mat side weigh-ins, it completely kill the weight cutting society. Like the idea that, and you know, from a young age, even you have it. Like most kids that wrestle most of their life, they have this like complex that they have to cut so much weight in order to be competitive. Well, 3 weeks ago, what did you cut? 3 pounds, maybe? Wasn't that about right? You were supposed to go 108. They wanted you to cut down to 108.
Yeah.
You went 113 plus 3, so it was really 116.
Yeah, but I was weighing like 125.
Were you that big? All right.
Well, you know, it's crazy because like I know I'm so good at like floating my weight for some reason because I've been doing this stuff like 8 years now. So like, you know, this man right here freaks out when I'm like 6 pounds over like 2 days before. And I'm like, oh man, I'm good. And in my mind, I'm like, maybe I'm not good, but I think I'm good. But, you know, I'll just go in there, I'll cut 3 pounds. I'll eat like a little bit at dinner just to keep my metabolism going. The next morning, I'll just get on there and cut another 2.5 pounds, and then I'll be good. Like, I don't know, like, I fluctuate a lot.
Well, in the wrestling, I know we haven't even mentioned, like, practice, cutting weight in practice, right? Like, most kids will lose, what, 3 pounds to 5 pounds in practice, like an intense practice.
People, when they're cutting weight in practice, you see these kids going in with sauna suits on, sweats right off the bat, and it makes them tired because they lose all this weight right off the bat, and then when it gets to, like, wrestling live, right in practice, you know, you're hard drilling, that's when you need to have those sweats on. So, like, you go in, maybe a short sleeve t-shirt, some shorts or pants, you wrestle. Once you get to that hard drill and then live and like getting on the bike, you know, that's when you need your sweats on so then you can go as hard as you can. Lose more weight, like, faster.
I agree, but in general, in a normal practice, you're going to lose 3 to 5 pounds.
Oh, yeah, you are, for sure.
So that's where I said, you know, the 3 to 5 pound rule for youth kids, you know, say they're 4 pounds over, they're going to be at worst a pound over. They could float that off at night, get up, probably eat a little breakfast and still make weight. So all we're saying here is there's scenarios we understand that you need to cut some weight. Like big national tournaments, you know, whatever. But for 13 and under kids that are developing, you know, we made this mistake at times. Like I remember one year you cut like 11 pounds, like you felt like death.
Where was it?
Oh, God knows. I just remember Boston said you look skinny. That's all I remember. I don't remember where we were. But so like that, you know, in general, you don't want to cut so much weight that it affects like your mental skills, your cognitive skills. You don't want to be so dehydrated that, and this happened to you at Kids Nationals. We went out there and you wrestled 92 at schoolboy duels.
But the problem I had,
and then you went down. You wrestled 92 at Southeast Regional, and then you wrestled 87. That's it. This was your idea, and we went down. You did it, and I didn't think you were going to make it, but you did it. And the next day, the first day, you looked awful. You couldn't keep your head up, like you were weak.
the problem I did though, Dad, the problem I had was I had too much sodium and electrolytes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you didn't
I
drink
didn't
enough
drink
water.
enough water at all. I just kept pounding electrolytes.
Well, with that being said, though, you see how that was counterproductive. Good thing Greco was the first day we got it out of the way,
Thank
so
God.
we could wrestle freestyle. But at the same time, you look at that drastic, and the kid that won 92, you wrestled him tough at schoolboy. So, like, if you think about it, is it better to wrestle up a weight
And be strong.
and be strong, or wrestle down and be weak?
So it really varies. Like, I guess it really varies for me. Like, see, like wrestlers list and stuff. People that are different weights. Like, you know, like say you have, I don't know, let's put this in perspective. Freddie Bachman, I don't know,
Yeah.
90 pounds, and then you got what? Like, I don't know, some fish kid at 87. I'm not want to go to down.
You don't want to wrestle. You'd rather wrestle a better.
Yeah, all right, Dad. So let's see this. It's Fitchley's in college, right? Would you want to go up and wrestle like Dayton Fix, or would you want to go down and wrestle? I don't know who that is. Like,
I mean, you always want to try to find your best case
best
scenario.
route. I want the best route.
But at the same time, do you cut to an extreme to get there?
Right? No, you don't want to do that.
I don't think so either. To conclude this conversation, high school, we know it's going to happen. We know, everybody's going to find their weight within so many pounds, and they're going to have their method to make weight. Little kids, whatever they weigh, when they're 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, it doesn't matter. Under 13, if you're within 3 to 5 pounds, you can make weight, within a practice. So just try to, the idea of kids cutting so much weight that they're getting IVs and like that's just insane to me. That's our opinion. Everybody's got their own.
Right? They're especially crazy dads.
Yeah, we're all a little crazy. We're gonna pack up at like a hand or two of Matt Clash in conclusion of episode 4. And since
Things up.
he don't know how to deal here. So tell our viewers here, man. You started high school, man.
That's awesome, dude.
Tell them about it.
I hate middle school now. Like I was like so like mad that school was about to start because like I really hate school, but even with doing work, I still like it now. I don't know. High school just it's got a different vibe to it,
Got a little more freedom.
Oh yeah, like I don't have to get in a line to go to lunch. Sometimes I can just go to the library and get work done that I missed on accident, and like during my flex class, I can go to different classrooms. It's just a lot better. Now, and they don't like count your bathroom passes and stuff like whenever I was in middle school, that we had like 3 semesters. It was horrible because like there was times where they didn't think I actually needed to go, but I actually had to go.
Right. Oh, we had a tie there on the 10th card draw. It's kind of 3-point near fall, 3-point takedown. If that happens in your Matt Clash game, you stick it back in the deck and redraw your 10th card draw. Let's see. Dude, we tied twice. How did that happen? We haven't done this at all.
2 stalling cards.
2 stalling cards. Let's see.
The first time was a 3-point takedown, 3-point near fall.
Oh. That's it.
Oh wait.
Yeah, that's a specialty card. You pull a specialty card and you redraw. All right, you go first.
Go. Thank you.
There you go.
Takedown. Momentum. Please tell me I actually have a near. How do I not have a near fall? The near fall.
All right.
I didn't even think about it.
Let's see. Reversal, momentum, near fall.
Reversal.
Escape, momentum.
What? You don't have no more momentum.
Yeah, I do. Escape, momentum, takedown.
You could go again with the B.
I don't have any more.
Yeah, the wild card.
Yeah, but I don't have anything else.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Nah. Reversal. I play the spelling card after reversal.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to.
Okay, I want to. Oh wait, no, there's only 3 momentum cards in the deck, isn't there?
Yeah, I had 2 of them.
Oh my god. Alright, well that's stupid. Okay, it's your turn.
So you're on bottom.
Mm-hmm. No, I want to talk because I got reversal.
Oh, okay, yeah, and then you play. Okay.
Yeah.
Reversal.
Defend that. No, I'm not. Beast.
Dude, I was kicking your ass too, bro. Alright. Last minute, he hit me with the Map Beast card. This week we're only going to play one game. I think at this point, during the Bmoney Beastin podcast, Bryson's, we're 5-5, right? Last week or something.
Yeah, but I've been not getting you, man.
Yeah, so like now we're
Hot streak.
he's on the hot streak. He's like he's like 4-1 in the last few games we've played. But all right, guys. In conclusion today, don't overcut your kid.
Yeah, it's not worth it in the long run. Also, guys, if you want to buy you can actually get on bmoneybeastin.com, and it also has a QR code on the back for your for game rules. So,
and you can also add that to your cart, and it'll send you an email where you can print them out if you want.
Oh yeah.
In PDF.
You can also get the version 3 wrestling shoes at bmoneybeastin.com.
And we just put up a new T-shirt design this week. I believe, what does it say? Don't talk to me. I'm cutting weight and I may bite.
That's really funny.
So it's kind of funny. If you want to support us, just grab a T-shirt. Like wear it at a tournament, something like that. But anyway, guys, don't overcut your kids. Get stronger, get better, get more technical. Everybody at the Super 32 qualifier down in Georgia, good luck finishing up your day. Congratulations on appearing, on wrestling, on competing. God bless everybody. Show up, show out. Episode 4
in the books.